The story of this book is about a shepherd named George who reads aloud at night at the end of a hard day. Apparently, shepherds all over the world do this. They know their sheep can't hear them, but it's just a nice way to end the day, to sit on the deck and read aloud. And what this shepherd is reading aloud every single night is murder mysteries. Again, it never occurs to him that the sheep can understand him, let alone that they're following the mystery and trying to figure out who done it. So when he's murdered, the sheep think they know everything about how to solve a murder. And they find out very quickly that the local cop, just like the local cops in the murder mysteries, don't understand anything about how to solve a murder. And so they realize they're going to have to do it themselves. They have a very limited idea of the human world. Everything they know about the human world is only from the books that they've heard. But Lily, the kind of leader of the sheep, has always been so good at solving these murder mysteries way before they end that she honestly thinks that in less than 24 hours she can solve this mystery. But it means leaving the meadow, which they've never done before. It's terrifying to them to think about leaving the meadow. They've never been in a town before. They've never seen so many real people before. And it turns out, as one of them has predicted, that the real world is a lot different from a book. And it's going to be a lot harder to solve the mystery than they thought. At the beginning, we talked a lot about tone. That was a big discussion, was exactly where was the comedy of this movie? How broad was it going to be? How sophisticated was it going to be? How do you make something? Someone said to me, a family audience, a family movie now is a movie for adults to which children are welcome to come. And I think that's right. There used to be these things called drop-off movies where parents would just drop off the child and then either go see a different movie or go have coffee or something until it was over. Now you want everybody in the theater. You want everybody to be engaged at the same time. And I think Craig did a great job of figuring out how to write a script that was really entertaining for adults and could go into very deep emotional themes and never leave the children behind, never condescend to the children, but not use kind of snappy contemporary dialogue as if they're all in a modern sitcom. There's none of that in this movie. So it was really wonderful to watch him work out these characters, work out the human characters, work out the sheep characters. We also decided early on that this was a movie that wasn't going to be set particularly in England, even though we were shooting it in England and most of our cast was English. So you'll notice that the police officer uniforms aren't really the English police officer uniforms, and the police cars aren't really the police cars. There's a postal woman, and she isn't wearing the exact right uniform that she would be wearing. So we've kind of evened out the language a little bit, so it isn't quite as English as it might have been if we just said this is a story set in England. We never hear the word London. We never hear the word England. So it was a sort of set everywhere, even though everybody has an English accent, except the one American character. So that was something that we talked about a lot. And it came up in things like production design, in things like costumes. The costumes could be American, they could be English, they could be somewhere else. The same with the production design wasn't specifically English. It was more of a universal feel.